Now we get to the final section, which is, what are the strategies? Okay, I've seen all this data, I've gotten some perspective here, what are the best ways to succeed moving forward? Well, first take a cue from the networks. This is Albert Chang, who says relevancy is really important. We need to deliver advertising on video viewers want to see. That is the challenge not only for advertisers, but for agencies as well. More on that later. And I think that when the impact of video is combined with the relevancy of behavioral targeting, we're going to have something really exciting moving in there. So that we'll have really relevant ads that are also really powerful in terms of their sight, sound, motion, and emotion. Here are 3 strategies to consider. This is just kind of, what do I take home? What do I do with this when I get back to the office? Number 1 is find a way to place video footage of your products on your website to provide a more visual experience. We all have, hopefully, video assets that we could be using on our website to demonstrate what our product is all about. As Chris Anderson of Longtail says, with online, you need to compensate for that lack of physical presence. That's why salespeople are still important today, because it's that physical connection and they can demonstrate a product right in front of you. But we can approximate that. We can have a proxy for that with online video. As an example of that, when I was researching a vacation not too long ago, I was looking at the Montage in California. Wanted to go there with my wife. We went for this virtual tour. Now, it wasn't quite video, but I can easily see it moving in that direction. They have a beautiful location. But if all I saw was just a little clip of it, or a static image, it wouldn't do much for me. But I saw this beautiful panoramic view, and I could control it myself. And it was just a wonderful experience, and guess what? It actually lived up to the hype, so it was really cool. And then I could imagine having a video camera go into the room, and I can see what the room looks like, and I can control, and all of this technology exists. It's already happening with a lot of hotel sites. And if we took it a step further, you could have a virtual person doing chat with you and help you, gee, you seem to be interested in this room, would you like to check what an upgrade would get you? There's all kinds of ways of pulling this together. This technology also already exists. Again, combining video with a real person kind of thing. Has anybody been to IKEA and dealt with Anna, who's there to help you? A few of you. I had Anna help me out with something, and I couldn't find a particular product that I knew they had somewhere because I'd seen it in the catalog. I couldn't find it online, and I kept sending her this message, and I kept getting back, go to this link, but the link was dead. So I keep going back and forth, and it's like she was not really functioning. So they still have some work to do on that. But I applaud the effort. We need to go further in that direction. The second thing you do is to create video ads and put them on content video sites like YouTube, or probably better yet, product-specific or product category-related sites, sites that relate to a community of interest. It could be a social network pertaining to a particular demographic, for instance. A great example of putting video ads up on YouTube, I'm sure you've all heard of Blendtec. This is our little scientist guy. They basically show that the blender can do anything you want it to do. It is so powerful that you can take, in this case, a iPhone and drop it into the blender. It's not pretty, so if you just ate lunch, you should step away or close your eyes. And so he blends it up, and it starts to look like this. Okay, I just have to dramatize it. It's not pretty to look at, but it makes the point that you can put all kinds of stuff in that blender. And it's the video that makes it work. I wouldn't want to read a bunch of text copy about how great your blender is, but if I can see it, I can believe it. And the third thing, of course, is to create your own webisodes. This is a series of ads that people, start to get interested in, and they want to share it with other people. And this is a great way to get viral going. A great example of that is IBM, which just launched a B2B campaign for mainframe computers. I mean, of all things to sell via online video. It's so funny, though. You've got this guy who's basically an idiot, but he thinks he's the coolest sales director there is. And it's called The Art of the Sale. I recommend you go to YouTube and just type in IBM The Art of the Sale, and you will see this particular one was really funny. Here he is, up at the podium addressing his sales staff, and he's telling them how to sell. This is how you do it because I'm the expert. He's really pompous, so it's funny. And then you pull back and you see the audience, and there's like 3 people there. So it's really tongue-in-cheek, and this is IBM. And then when the camera goes in for the kill, and he says, it's all about ABC, always be closing, hailing from, yes, Glengarry Glen Ross. So it's a really funny video. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. I pulled up from my nostalgia bin an old campaign, I think it was from 2005. This is now 2008, so it was 3 years old, but it's still stuck with me. It was called Bathroom Moments. Only found online. You couldn't watch this on television for various reasons. This is from Georgia Pacific that makes Angel Soft toilet paper. And it was a series of 15-second vignettes. My favorite was this one, which is called Bad Aim, where there's this little boy about 5 years old. Now, at the time, I had a 5-year-old too. So I started to pull my kids in. I had my 5-year-old, my 7-year-old, and then I have my 10-year-old. We're all sitting there watching these videos. And in this particular one, he's doing his business. And then you hear the voice from Dad saying, "Hey, Mark, what you up to?" And he turns around and says what he's doing, and of course, you can fill in the gaps what happens. No, you don't see anything, but it's very, very funny. Okay, at least I thought it was funny. And in fact, my 5-year-old fell off his seat 3 or 4 times while watching this. And I was falling off my seat, and then of course my wife comes in and sees us all doing this, and she looks at it and thinks we're a bunch of idiots. Okay, well, that's me. The point is, this got our attention, and it engaged us. It was really interesting. And here's the kicker. Folks, this is toilet paper. I would bet that your product, service, whatever it is far more compelling in and of itself than toilet paper. So there's really no excuse not to do that. You probably heard of Procter & Gamble when they did this tongue-in-cheek campaign called Men with Cramps. And it was about Dr. Gerhard Fartl, who had done all these studies among men who have cramps. And, it's that time of the month. And they were bloated, and they were grumpy, and they were, they needed, no aspirin would cure their ills, and they were just in a really bad funk. And it was really funny, and again, you can go to menwithcramps.com and still see this. This is a couple years old, but it was really compelling, and you wanted to share it with a lot of people. And you have to ask yourself, this is Procter & Gamble. You would not see this on television. I love the quote from the associate marketing director who said you can imagine what it was like to take this to management. So we have to have kahunas. We have to be able to walk into the boss and say, no, this is going to get people's attention. It has to be on target. It has to be the right message for the right people, but it can be done. So what about mobile video? I'm not going to show you any stats because I frankly don't believe any of them. And I don't even know if we have any right now, but the point is, it's really early days. But I will say 2 things are going to really change this. First of all is Google with their AdSense. When they really get into mobile, we're going to see some major titanic shifts going on. And you look at a quote from Eric Schmidt, who said recently, mobile advertising is our single most exciting opportunity. So when Eric talks, I listen, and I would say there's going to be a lot of activity in video on our mobile devices. And then you've got the iPhone. And the fundamental thing that makes that change everything is that we're not going to some whack-enabled site. We're going to the internet. So everything we're doing now, all the great content that's on the internet, all the measurement we can do, all the great creative formats, they can come down to the little mobile phone or any kind of PDA. And by the way, this is 2 different sources say that a good 85 to 95% of iPhone users regularly surf the internet. That's a game changer. Now we're starting to see other products kind of do the same sort of thing. And just as an example of what can be done in an online video, oops, sorry, let me press the button here and give you a sense. This is just a 15-second from the Navy trying to reach young folks. So check this out.
Earn a college degree in the U.S. Navy. And proudly display your school colors. Navy, accelerate your life.
So that can be pretty compelling on your little phone. And the kicker is, of course, this is what makes mobile so cool, is that you can have an instant connection back to the brand, right? You can go and dial right away because you've got the phone right in your hand. It's kind of the payoff. It's the quick digital payoff to the ad that you've just seen.